we go. Excuse me. Anyways, now back to the action. So, where I last left off, we were about to take on Sasori, and no, we're not. I jumped ahead a bit. We're actually going to take on the clones and then take on Sasori. So, in the week that it's been since the stream, I have been chewing on a bunch of concepts for the Akatsuki as a whole. And something interesting I found is a very consistent theming throughout every character in the Akatsuki, which, you know, figuratively, not figuratively, but it's because they are the main villains of Naruto. And I tossed Orochimaru into this because at one point he was a member of the Akatsuki as a whole. And that one consistent aspect that every Akatsuki member has is a theme of dehumanization of other people. Now, the theme of dehumanization in Naruto is something that existed since Chapter 1, when everyone saw Naruto as the Nine-Tails and not as Naruto. They did not acknowledge the fact that he was a person and acknowledge the potential destruction he could cause, right? And that started a lot of Naruto's issues early on in the series and his want to be acknowledged and things of that nature. So you see it first with Mizuki, and Zabuza also plays into this with Haku. He devalued Haku, dehumanized Haku. Same, really, concept. Haku is only a tool. He is not a person. Therefore, I don't have to do anything for him, I guess. But the issue is that also Haku saw himself as also a tool. But in any case, it's a consistent theme that sticks with Naruto, and more specifically its villains, and does not go away until volume 72. It sticks with it all throughout Naruto. And I think what's an interesting aspect about Naruto is his disdain for that dehumanization. That's not an aspect of his character that I ever picked up upon until the past 3 days, I want to say. Something along the lines of that, where it's because people don't see him for himself, they just see the destruction that he can cause. And that is the one thing that they acknowledge with him. In fact, saying that now, you know, it explains much more of the shut up scene that we're about to get to later in this stream, where Naruto is just frustrated out of his mind that he couldn't save Gaara. Spoiler warning, Naruto can't save Gaara in this arc. But it's very interesting. Oops, I skipped some dialogue there. Not that I'm paying that close attention. But anyways, to get back to this on Sasori, is the fact that Sasori has, I want to say, the most explicit form of dehumanization aside from pain. And that's in his puppets of the third Kazekage, excuse me. His puppet, the main one that he's normally seen with, and he does most of his dramatic posing with, is the third Kazekage. And that, like, okay, so I mentioned before that I had a lot of holes in the Naruto manga, and one of them is volume 30, yeah, volume 30, and so the Naruto card game actually informed me that the puppet he always uses, the one he's most known for using, is called the third Kazekage, but it never, like, clicked to me that it's like, oh, wait a minute, human taxidermy. And, I mean, like, why would it? You know, like, who thinks like that? But
that's true.
Because when I was a kid, I just thought, oh, he made it in the image, and it's like, no, that is the third Kazekage. And it's like, wow. Sasori is, how do I say, I think he is in my opinion, one of the most disgusting uh, images of that dehumanization. But what is interesting to note about it is that it never started from an intentional place. It started from a place of pain of him losing his parents. And then, if anything, Chiyo introduced it to Sasori, which distorted his mind, because instead of him getting love from an outside source without any kind of what is the word I'm looking for here? Requisite. Now he has to give himself that kind of love, right? And so the people around him, he has learned to devalue because he never learned what it was to continuously get that kind of unconditional love that a parent gives their child. Why didn't Chiyo just decide to raise, give Sasori that love? I don't know, but it is the catalyst that sends him into who he is. Now, I said this affected every member of the Akatsuki because it does in some way, shape, or form. I don't know all the Akatsuki members' backstory. I don't think they ever went into full detail on how all of them were, or like what caused them to be the main villains of the story. Like, you could just get Azabu's moment where he just enjoys the carnage, and that's, what can you say to that? But in the case of a lot of Akatsuki members, regardless of whether or not you know what their backstory is, they have the exact, not the exact, but they have very similar physical capabilities, for lack of a better term, to Sasori. What do I mean by that? Sasori is a living puppet, right? And so Hidan cannot be killed. No, that's it. He just can't be killed. I was about to say, like, unless you, and it's like, no. The chapter in this game is the Immortal Akatsuki, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why he was such a big deal. Kakuzu is like the man of living stitches. And he took the first Hokage alongside many other people's parts in order to live for an eternity. Kisame is a fish man. What else? Pain is a corpse. Who else? I covered Sasori. Obito. Oh shoot. Wait, is this? You know what? Sure. Like, this is for Naruto fans who have finished Naruto as a whole. It's been over since 2014. I think I can just let out the gates on the spoilers, but Obito is made up of what, half Zetsu? Who else is there? Deidara has mouths on his hands. I don't understand what that is about. But even though he's the most human of them, for lack of a better term, okay, I don't know. In my head, when I was originally coming up with this topic, I had envisioned someone like trying to argue that Data is just a normal person, but the hands on his mouth having. Dude, how do I word this? His hands having mouths on them literally say otherwise, in that he's not normal. He is quite abnormal. Dude, if the rotation blocked that would have been so cool. oh, the game's still going. Okay. But no, it would have been so cool. Fuck that. What else? Who else? I said Kisame. Conan is a lady made of paper. It's not necessarily that she... well, I guess kind of. She's not like literally made of paper, it's just her abilities allow her to turn into paper. The only one that's... Oh, and Orochimaru is a snake guy. The only one of them that's completely normal is Itachi. Which, it has very good reason for him to be the one normal guy in that group, but it says a lot about the rest of the Akatsuki and how you know, I think that their bodies do play a role in them
So now,
devaluing
as long as
others.
Lee and Guy Sensei
There,
win
I
too,
don't.
the barrier
Okay,
will come down,
bear with
right?
me on what I'm about to say here because I don't remember
Precisely.
how it was
Give it your
said
best shot, you
exactly,
two.
but it was something along the lines of, "You." Okay, no, I do remember. You love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? Well, if you have no love for yourself, how can you love your neighbor? And so what is going on with their bodies is being reflected in their actions. At least that's what I take Naruto as, or at least these characters' designs in Naruto. That's a very interesting thing. Now, to go on more with Sasori, is the fact that, well, Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 doesn't really cover that aspect of it, or cover his atrocity aspects of it. It was only in it was only in watching the anime recently that I realized like how bad all of this is that Sasori did. Because not only did he kidnap the third Kazekage, he let Orochimaru, excuse me, get close to the fourth Kazekage, which allowed him to impersonate and kill him, and then he helps kidnap the fifth Kazekage. Like this is a known problem. But in a way, the first time I streamed this game, the second time, third time, however many times I streamed this game, it's been a while. But I said that it wasn't a good thing that the game ended up going over so much of Sasori's character, and while that is still very true to a large extent, I do think it also kind of works in a weird way, because that level of glossing over is exactly what he did to everyone else who was potentially useful to him. And so the reason also that I'm bringing this up and wanted to bring Orochimaru in on the thing is because the very next chapter has Orochimaru. And, you know, if there was ever a singular character in the entirety of Naruto that can be the poster boy of dehumanization, it is Orochimaru. Because he is the series body snatcher. And, you know, when we get into more, I don't know how much I'm going to cover specifically from my knowledge of Naruto thus far, due to the fact that I didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't own a lot of the manga going forward. I do, okay, let me rephrase that. I do own a lot of the manga going forward, I just do not have the chapters that would make the reunion arc. That's what it's called. So my knowledge is a bit missing there. I do have volume 33, which I just got finished reading earlier this night. But with that being said, the theme is very interesting because when I go through all the arcs, the main reason why someone is hurting is because of that dehumanization. And what to say about that, really? I think it's very interesting, the subtext in Naruto, because I'm noticing it way more now than I ever did when I was younger. And, you know, that happens with age, right? You'll never be able to see all that a certain work has on the first pass through. If you do, then it's probably not a lot of thought went into it. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to necessarily beat anything down, excuse me, with that comment, because all of this stuff requires, any kind of creative work requires a lot of imagination, it requires a lot of belief in yourself, to be quite frank. But, you know, how,
They've removed all the seals.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Then
Right.
How this, you know, the subtext and things like that play out are something that just needs to be gathered. It needs to be something that the person wants to seek out themselves.
First, break this boulder.
And I find that very interesting.
Sakura, if you would.
I guess to say that, yeah, I'll still talk about this. A long time ago, I did want to do a full series analysis of Naruto, but the way that my eyes saw things, I couldn't see the forest for the trees in Naruto. I think that a lot of the cynicism that has been caught up with a lot of things in media affected my ability to read into what is happening in Naruto. But funnily enough, now that I'm just doing it because I have a lot better vision. It's kind of funny how that works out.
All right, let's go.
So I think this scene, well, really it's the Sasuke retrieval arc, but this scene in particular that really like solidifies my thing that I was talking about dehumanization and how Naruto acts with Gaara. Like Naruto is,
let's see.
like he's about to fly off the handle, and later does fly off the handle.
I think what Itachi said is right.
But what else to say?
From the Hidden Leaf Village will arrive shortly. Sasori, Deidara, see to our guests. They are yours, except for the Jinchuriki. Bring him to me alive.
Itachi, this nine-tailed Jinchuriki, what is he like?
He's the one who bursts in and barks first.
What do you mean?
Doesn't he have any other identifying characteristics?
I think that actually, wow. You know, what if that comment from Itachi is, I mean, that is how he views Naruto, but like that, in a sense, is a no, wait. You know, I forget it. The time to do that kind of in-person analysis is, in my own personal time, probably.
Bastards! I'll kill the both of you!
But I always found this scene to be like the most interesting. If anything, it's one of those reasons why I end up going through reading a lot of Naruto, and then I head to the parts that I just didn't keep all up with, and like, wow, why did I do that? And I know the reason why I did that now is because the anime does not do a fantastic job of portraying everything that happens in here. A lot of things are elongated. Some to its benefit, a lot not so much. And because of that, anything that dealt with any kind of character relations just got ignored by me in my youth. But yeah, so in case you haven't seen the anime, when Naruto bursts in here, Deidara is sitting on Gaara's corpse, which again, dehumanization. That's a big thing going throughout the entirety of Naruto. And also, I believe that also helps inform, at least for me, how he viewed Sasuke going to Orochimaru, because there is a literal sense that he tells Sasuke that Orochimaru is literally going to take his body like a new pair of suit and wear it. And it's this, I don't know, I guess it's just a long journey of realizing that Naruto hates, more than disrespect, more than being called a knucklehead and a failure, dislikes the dehumanization of people more than anything. And it's like, never seen that before in my life.
I'm not afraid of a retired old woman.
But to switch gears and actually speak about what's going on screen, I think that this fight is actually very interesting for a lot of different ways. So the dehumanization and humanization, the themes come to a head in this one fight between Sasori and Chiyo. By the way, Sakura is here. Sakura plays a major role in this fight, but for the first couple of minutes, she is not doing much on her own. And a really, how do I just form all of my thoughts on this fight in one
So
paragraph? I was gonna say sentence, and it's like, no, I got more to say than that.
just now,
but
he was wearing a puppet called Hero.
basically, in this fight, Chiyo has to put aside her prejudices with the Hidden Leaf, where after talking to Naruto and Sakura and seeing that Sasori is not the grandson she knew to be, she is forced to rely on Sakura. Not forced? No, she's forced to fight him, and then protect Sakura, but eventually they start working together and stuff like that. And so the theme going on here is that Chiyo has learned to see Sakura as a person.
You will be punished
You know,
for your crimes.
she
And your
very
grandmother
much so
will
had a
want to
hateful
do it.
gaze on the Hidden Leaf Village until recently, but seeing the Leaf Village give life and limb for her village leader makes her realize that, oh, I see things have finally changed, or rather, I see things have changed. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the field is Sasori, who is going through the whole dehumanization thing that I mentioned
I know
earlier.
their workings inside out.
As I said before.
And then eventually it results in Sakura managing to do much on her own in this fight.
There's no point in talking
Oh,
anymore.
you know, considering the fact that Orochimaru's right next, I'm gonna put a little bit
The only dangerous
of that
thing
in my
about him.
pocket for the time
Beware of
being.
the poison in his traps. Get even just a little in you and you're done for.
Okay.
I'll give you despair with this, my special reserve.
So, in case you were wondering between Hideko and the puppet you're about to see now, which one is the third Kazekage, this is the third Kazekage. Although I feel like if you could discern which one is Hideko, you probably already know. I think coming into Shippuden, one of the most interesting things that the series goes over, at least for Sakura, is her own utility, not only in a fight, but also in, well, any kind of practicality, in this case, medical ninjutsu. Sakura goes in with a lot of, what's the word I want to use, a lot of want to be better. You know, after the original Naruto and relying a lot on Naruto and Sasuke, Shippuden is her trying to make herself useful. And the interesting thing about that is that she, in terms of like baseline strength, she would be the strongest member on the team in a lot of her missions that she goes out on, but she still feels lacking in a lot of cases, having to leave the fighting up to Naruto. So this fight is actually very interesting to see her mentality, see how she grows, and for lack of a better term, to see where she currently is. Because Sakura is super capable in this fight. She goes from not knowing what to do to being the linchpin as to why they win. But throughout the fight, it's that, what's to say, she can't shake that feeling of uselessness and does her best just to keep her head above water, for lack of a better term. And, oh shoot, I misread. I was about to see an attack I've never seen in my life. Oh, okay. I'm moving too fast. What's the word I want to say? It's very interesting to see that mentality. part of me thinks that, man, this has to be like some kind of inside joke that Kishimoto is doing, not only with the fans, but now in the series itself, by making Sakura not confident in her own abilities. Because, at least in the West, I don't know how much so it is in the East, but I do know for a fact that the Sakura being useless... Okay, but I do know for a fact that not a lot of people in Japan... Okay, that worked. I never knew that worked. Did not like Sakura for a long period of time. So... It makes me wonder, is the correlation between fan opinion and Sakura's opinion of herself, or rather I should say, is there a correlation? I couldn't say for certain, but it might have had some kind of effect. Anyways, in case I haven't already said it, actually I haven't. Easily one of Sakura's best moments in the entire show. This fight right here. So, I actually just remembered this because I'm looking at Sasori right now, and I'm like, wait a minute. His core, right? There was something that I wanted to talk about. His core.
All the time.
I think that in a lot of ways, Sasori is supposed to be the foil to Gaara, as the same way that Naruto was the foil to Naruto. Despite the fact that, or maybe not foil. I don't. My phone is right next to me, but you know. All right, I'll look up words, but I'll just speak my mind in the meanwhile. Anyways, he's supposed to be a type of, until I find the right wording for it, anti-Gaara, where instead of being a child that was despised because of the potential destruction he could bring, and because he did not have any control of his abilities, Sasori was loved and still end up turning bad because he did not know how to process. He didn't. That's it. Actually, that's a sentence. He did not know how to process. And because of that lack of understanding that he had as a child, it ended up affecting him now as a grown man.
Yes.
Give me a second. I'm doing like multiple things right now. Foil? No, not.
What's wrong?
All right, Sakura's poisoned. I'm sorry.
It appears the poison is starting to take effect.
Personality values actions sharply contrast with another's characters, usually the protagonist, to highlight or emphasize the main character's qualities,
So you did shut
flaws, or
yourself in the
development.
core.
So I guess foil is a pretty good word to
matter
use
how small
in the
the
case of
wound,
Sasori
once
and
my poison
Gaara. I
seeps
thought I
in,
was about to say Sasuke
it's
there.
over.
But the main reason I wanted to bring that up is because his core, essentially his heart,
That looks painful.
has Scorpion written on it.
I could just leave you.
I don't have
You'd
any
rot
kind
away
of
soon
cool or
I'm
thing,
much nicer than that.
you know, kind of
I'll free you
analysis
from
to
your
give on
pain
that aspect, but I
now.
do think it's made to contrast with Gaara's love tattoo, for lack of a better term. It's really a scar, love scar on his
It's
forehead,
over.
where Gaara needed love in his mind. Well, Sasori needs love in his heart, but his heart has a scorpion tail in it, and it prevents him from receiving that love that he really needs. At least that's what I think. And, you know, it's supposed to coincide with father and mother right here attacking Sasori's heart. Because they were supposed to be his representation of love.
Impossible.
Great. Oh no. Oh no, come on, man. You were on this whole time.
You lowered your guard at the last moment, Sasori. Your mechanical body can withstand any attack, but if your core is struck, even you don't stand a chance. Sakura!
So, I did forget to mention one thing about this fight that I did find hilarious and actually trying to get the context for this episode. It was the one,
Poison has already spread.
it was the fact that Sakura could counter Sasori's poison. It's not really gone over in the game, but she could due to building an antidote in order to save Kankuro. But, you know, that part is just,
Hang on.
it's not here.
It'll be over soon.
Play Clash of Ninja Revolution 3, it's there. But in any case,
It's too late for medical ninjutsu.
what I want to say, right? That Sasori is like during the fight, he stops fighting Chio and Sakura, and it has to do like mental gymnastics to figure out how Sakura could counter his poison, and then at the end of it, he's like, had to be Tsunade. It couldn't have been her. No way.
I created this jutsu for you, you know. For the boy who made puppets of his parents.
Wait, I thought,
Try to relieve your loneliness.
am I wrong? Because I thought that Chio, okay, well, that changes it ever so slightly. But it also, I guess it takes a bit of the blame off of Chio. Nevertheless, it still fits in pretty well. I mean, it makes more sense now if Sasori created father and mother. If Chio gave him to Sasori, then that's very confusing. I don't know why you would do that.
Are you all right, Sakura?
Yes.
I don't know. It's been a little bit since I've read that chapter,
to stick
so I'd have to go
around,
back
I
and
see.
see.
Impressive kid. Still, I have a problem now. I was going to go get rid of Orochimaru next. This ruins my plans.
Wait. You know Orochimaru?
Hmm?
Where is he?
What? You know about Orochimaru?
Answer me. Where is he?
Well, I'm going to do something pointless too. Think of it as a reward for defeating me. If you want to see Orochimaru, go to Tenchi Bridge in the Hidden Grass Village.
Tenchi Bridge?
One of Orochimaru's henchmen is working for me as a spy. And that's where I'm supposed to rendezvous with him. The rest is up to you. Reanimation ninja.
There was something a long time ago, and by a long time ago, I probably mean like last month, where I had said something about Sasori and, you know, the reason why he wanted to turn himself into a puppet. Essentially to escape. What was it again? That he doesn't value humanity? Kind of, sort of. Like, this is... I don't know. Basically, in his parents' death, he didn't see the value of humanity and turned himself into a puppet over time. And I said it so much better then, but whatever.
That's the Akatsuki for you. He's tough.
So I mentioned last time around that this and the very next arc show really Sakura and Kakashi in a much better light in terms of capability than Naruto himself. And I think that is a very interesting point. Especially so because now Sakura has the monster strength, able to do whatever Tsunade could essentially. And Naruto, he trained.
Very soon now.
He certainly
the same
did.
thing will happen
But nothing
to you.
really big comes from those training. And I think that's due to the fact that they're both more or less conflating their physical incapabilities for what they weren't able to accomplish with Sasuke emotionally, right? And like that can be an aspect of it. But I guess in a sense, the reason that Sasuke left is because of physical incapability, even though essentially the Leaf Village and the Sound Ninja went head to head, and Leaf came up on top. Yes, they definitely needed help in a handful of those fights, but nevertheless, oh shoot, I forgot his Clay did that. But nevertheless, let's see what I'm looking for. Nevertheless, it was Naruto versus Sasuke in the Valley of the End was a very close fight when they were kids. And you know, the deficit wasn't that great. But I guess, like, if you look at Orochimaru versus every other ninja the Leaf had to offer, yeah, okay, fair enough. What was my point again? Oh, right, is that they couldn't, they conflated their physical incapabilities for, you know, that being the reason that Sasuke left, when in truth be told, it was an emotional instability that Sasuke had, and then that they couldn't control. Like, dude, to be fair, I think they cursed. Okay, I don't know. So I might have to run through the manga again and reread it all. But I'm 90% sure the reason why Orochimaru gave Sasuke the curse mark was to alter his mind, which is why the next time you see Sasuke conscious, he is a much more vengeful kid than he was previously.
I guess taking on a second Jinchuriki was a bit too much. I'm low on clay and chakra. Yeah, this is where I bail.
But I don't know. I think that's why.
I hate to let you get away, but
personally, I think that's why both Naruto and Sakura couldn't hold a candle to Sasuke come the reunion arc. I mean, also is the fact that Naruto both exhausted himself and Sakura out fighting Orochimaru, but at least that's my take on the whole events.
He got away.
Unfortunately, I cannot say that I personally can follow all the logic in Naruto when it comes to Naruto fighting Sasuke, because I get it. I get some of it from Naruto's side. Like I said, it's like for the first time in my eyes, I can actually like read in between the lines in the series Naruto and actually pick apart what Masashi Kishimoto was saying. But, you know, there's stuff in like the Kage Summit that I read and I'm like, I don't understand that. I really don't get that. Like, what was the thought process going on there? But at the same time, like I said, I had some holes in the series leading into and out of certain arcs. So understanding all of Naruto's plights, all of his development, is not currently the easiest for me to do.
Calm down, Naruto Uzumaki.
If you Sand Ninja hadn't put that monster in Gaara, none of this would have happened. Did you ever consider what Gaara thought? Did you ever even ask?
That line read.
Call him a Jinchuriki? Who are you to decide that fate for someone else?
Dude, the English dub is actually so good. Like, it may have had a rough start, but it turned out for the better.
Save Sasuke. I can't save Gaara. I trained like crazy for 3 years, but nothing has changed.
Lady Chio, that jutsu.
is she doing?
She's bringing Gaara back.
She's bringing him back? What are you talking about? How is that even possible?
With the reanimation ninjutsu. That uses her own life energy. Lady Chio. She's sacrificing her own life for Gaara.
No, not enough chakra.
Please, use my chakra. Is that possible, Granny?
Looking at this now, there's a lot I want to say about the character writing in Naruto. Because
Gaara is a
I'm
Jinchuriki
going to be
too.
completely honest with you. I don't think I've said it this or the last session, but in a previous stream I did, that the Kazekage rescue arc was something that I just jumped over. It was not hype. It was not, you know, it was a pretty big whatever type arc when I was a kid. But going back to it now as a grown adult, you know, rereading Naruto again, getting a chance to read the Chunin exams again, this is a great follow-up, in a sense, to the Chunin exams, to the trauma and the nonsense that Gaara felt and was done to him as a kid. And so that kind of healing touch at the end from Chio, the person who put the Shukaku in him. Essentially, Chio kind of ended Gaara's life and now is bringing him back. And dude, whoa, wait a minute. Is there something there?
Up till now, everything I've done has
Was
been
Gaara alone at his birth? Yeah, because his mom died. Oh, shoot.
But at
Dude,
the very
wait.
end,
It was
I think I
Kishimoto
might
cooking?
finally be able to
Hang
do
on.
something right. The sand and the leaf. May the future that awaits them be different from the way things were in our time.
Gaara was
Change the
alone
ninja world
when he was
dramatically.
born, but when he comes
I
back,
believe in
he
you.
has so many people to greet him. Oh,
Naruto,
oh,
to an
man.
old
Dude,
woman,
I never caught that.
you are the
This is
only
essentially,
person in the world
or
who knows the extent
maybe
of Gaara's
I'll slow my roll a little bit, but this is a birth for Gaara in a sense.
also knows your
That
pain.
he is being born, kind of, sort. You know, I'll just say he's coming back to life, but I think it's supposed to contrast with how he was shown to be born in the series, in a lot of ways. Oh, I never caught that until now. Thank God I caught that.
Gaara,
Who is that? Who's calling me?
Gaara.
That voice. I know that voice.
Gaara!
That voice. I know it. That's right.
Gaara!
It's...
Oops. Whatever. It's fine.
Gaara!
Naruto.
You had us worried.
Why are you here?
It's not just me.
Right. I wanted to talk about how Kishimoto did characters.
It's...
I completely forgot. I was caught up in the moment. Anyways, with like Chio, yeah, he really does a good job at developing characters, even for like the short while that they're on
Incredible
screen.
medical ninjutsu.
Excuse me. I think that Chio was a fully developed character
Tired herself out and fell asleep.
that for the short
I'm sure
while
she'll be
she was
fine when we
around,
get her
which
back to
is
the village.
to say like 4 volumes. Hang on, I have a volume right here. Like on average, this is volume 33. So how much? chapters are crammed into this one volume? Dude, why is it taking me so long just to hit the table of contents? 9. So multiply that by 4, you get 32? 32. So she was only around for 32 well, actually, when you say 32, yeah, that's more than enough time to develop a character, but it's like, for the short while she was around, she is a fully developed character, that had a full arc and everything, and it's like, wow. Like, I can appreciate this now, but,
I've heard of it.
dang.
The sand had developed a jutsu which
I guess to say, that would be to highlight an aspect of the anime that I mentioned earlier. It was that the anime elongates a lot of things, which can be to its benefit, but it can also elongate basic dialogue, which, as a kid, gave me a disdain for the I'm using way too harsh a word. It didn't give me a disdain, but I didn't care for the dialogue in Naruto. I wanted to see more fights. I thought the fights were cool, and now you know why my Naruto manga stash has so many holes in it. Unfortunately, because I'm holding volume 33 in my hand, this is a prime example of me just wanting to see fights. When I was a kid, seeing Naruto go deeper into the Nine Tails was the coolest thing to me. Particularly after the Naruto and Sasuke fight in the Valley of the End, that was it. And so I want you to know this,
so long,
because it's relevant. Is that volume 31, the end of the Kazekage rescue arc. The only reason I have that is because I wanted to figure out what Naruto did in the two-state Nine Tails cloak.
But I've never really
It wasn't
been very
much.
good at that stuff.
And
so let's just leave it at
I'm glad I bought the book, to get the context of how this whole arc ends. But volume 33, the only reason I own that is because now it has the four-tail Naruto cloak. Oh my gosh, the hype. And the anime did a lot of damage. It really did. Going into the fight between Sakura and Sasori was a lot of dialogue. Oh, sorry, that was a capture device. I thought my own audio went off. Anyways, there was a lot of dialogue that didn't exist in the manga, and a lot of events, like Guy and Team 10 fighting the clones was for episodes upon episodes, and I get it. You gotta show them beating them up, overcoming their others, but there's only so much of the same thing you can show before it becomes repetitive. And repetitive it became. Like, it was so much so that the fight between Sakura and Sasori, like, I didn't watch that. I jumped back into volume 31 just so I can get a properly paced Naruto experience, something that I'm used to. And
of course,
I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't. Because there's a lot of things that the anime has introduced, or the dub has introduced, that I carry with me personally when I read one of these manga volumes. The English voice cast is one of them. The Japanese soundtrack, which is the English soundtrack, but it's made in Japan, so technically that's more accurate. Anyways, the soundtrack to Naruto is something that is in my head whenever I see a fight scene specifically.
Everyone have to rest. I used up too much chakra in that last fight. Maybe.
But
I'll leave the next mission to him.
I guess to say that this is an issue that only plagues Naruto because that this is such an old anime at this point. There's not a lot of anime out there that are being made like this. Of course, there is One Piece, but I haven't actually took the time to you know, see how the One Piece anime has evolved, or if it has evolved. I know a lot of people have good things to say about it. What the heck was this again? Anyways, I know a lot of people have good things to say about it nowadays. It seems to be doing a lot of Sakuga moments, but how the adaptation works in terms of pacing, like, is it a properly paced thing? Is the story consistently moving forward? Oh, excuse me. I skipped dialogue again. Well, you know what? I'm talking over dialogue, so whatever. Anyways, you know, is it a properly paced show? Does it feel like something is happening every episode, or is it just running in a hallway? And you know, these characters are running in a hallway for 4 episodes. I don't know if that's actually a thing that happened in One Piece, but I do know at a certain point I just had to tap out of the anime at the very least, because trying to wait for certain events to happen in the anime that happened in the manga, just there was too big a time gap for me. So I say all that to say that the Naruto anime affected very heavily how I collected the manga, and this arc in particular is one of, if not the hardest affected arc the anime has ever done to me. And this is not directly from its adaptation, this is just in general from how the earlier parts of Naruto were adapted. Like I said earlier, I wanted to see cool fights. I saw cool fights, and I gravitated towards the cool fights, but because you know, the dialogue was not where I would like it to been as a kid, I just didn't take to a lot of things. I didn't take to a lot of concepts that the anime was trying to introduce. Not only that, I couldn't.
So, got any new missions?
I couldn't help but not fully understand everything the anime was trying to say about the series. Like, of course not. I was a kid when I watched this, but
You're really something else.
So, do you have any missions?
Honestly, hold on a minute. I'll have Shizune.
what am I trying to say here? No, I think I've said everything I can say about this arc. It's just I don't have a lot to go off of with, which, you know, kind of sucks because Sasuke is one of my favorite characters in Naruto. Like, I thought about this the other day. Anytime Sasuke was on a... Okay, that's not fully true, because there are certainly times during the Third Great Ninja War, matter of fact, from the volume 65 onwards, I just stopped and then picked it back up at 72, right? But, like, majority of the time when Sasuke was on the cover of Naruto, it would be something I picked up. Now, that's not a hard truth, because I was very slow to pick up volume 27 when I was younger, mostly because it had nothing to do with Sasuke. It was a bait and switch. It was an interesting book, actually. And I thought I would get into this topic later when I'm, you know, playing as Sasuke, but you know what? This is fine. But I think that book, volume 27, is an experiment, right? An experiment to test how popular Sasuke is as a character. Because how do you say, in a lot of these shonen, how the characters just get... Okay, let me try and figure out what I'm trying to say here. Not a lot of the side characters get a lot of development, and from the side characters that get a lot of development, not a lot of them have the kind of staying power or star power that some of the main protagonists have, right? For instance, Sanji from One Piece is one of my favorite characters in the entire show, but I would not watch an entire show where he is the face of it, because his antics, without being dispersed by the other Straw Hat members, can get very tiring. with that being said, there are characters. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other media that really does it as well as Naruto did with that built up characters as well as Naruto did with, or rather I should say as Kishimoto did with Sasuke. I guess, like, you know, if Zoro's doing something, sure, you know, maybe, but I don't feel that they have that kind of staying power as Sasuke did. Sasuke is like the second face of Naruto. He really is, to the point where I do not think that there is a single video game where Sasuke is not playable. Even in like Uzumaki Chronicles 1, you can play Sasuke for like approximately 10 seconds or like however long his chakra meter goes up to. But even in games where he has nothing to do with the plot, he's playable. Like, that's how big this character is. Vegeta isn't even that big. And you may think that's like an absurd statement, but there are Dragon Ball Z video games, or excuse me, there are Dragon Ball video games where Vegeta is nowhere in there. Dragon Ball Origins, Origins 2, something King Piccolo for the Wii, Destruction, I don't know what it's called, I never bought it. But yeah, I think it's just a very interesting thing that the kind of pull that Sasuke has on the series of Naruto, and how well Kishimoto was able to develop that character, because not every series can pull it off like that, where they just don't have Naruto for a majority of its run, or the face character for a majority of its run, or not a majority of its run, but a good portion of its run. Yeah, let's keep away from the absolutes there, especially when I know I can disprove myself. Where are the dolls at? Nowhere, apparently. Yeah, right. Now I remember why I brought this up. So the reason I brought up Sasuke being on the cover of Naruto is because the cover that had the cover of the end of Reunion, excuse me, had Team 8 on it, and I'm like, I don't really care about Team 8. I got baited, man. The volume 27 that has Sasuke on it, like, it has nothing to do with Sasuke, but the one that has nothing to do with Sasuke has everything to do with Sasuke. It's like, what is this, man? How did you...
You should always try to remember your friends, or else it just hurts the other person's feelings.
Wait, that voice and that weird way of talking. Yeah, Shino, right?
You're telling me you only recognize me by my speech patterns?
Wow.
Shino's pretending like his outfit is extremely memorable, and he's not covering like 75% of his face right now.
So you finally get back home and then it's straight to the sand. You got it pretty rough, don't you?
It's okay.
That aside, the fact that you're here means that you're the one we're supposed to be partnering up with.
Yep, that'd be me.
I knew it. Well then, this is the perfect chance. Now we can test each other out and see how much tougher everyone's gotten.
Don't be scared when you see how strong I am, Kiva.
Quit panicking, Hinata. Just follow our lead.
All right, I'm gonna let you have it.
Kiba was always a character that I expected a lot more from, but just never came to be. He is, by all accounts, a side character. But I don't know. Something about it, him, from my childlike perspective, always thought like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna be something a bit bigger in the future than Shikamaru was. I think that's actually kind of hilarious. Oh, dude, we're not there yet. We're not at the we're not at the Hidan Kakuzu arc yet. eventually. But I guess I'll save whatever opinions I have on Shikamaru for that arc. Maybe. You know what? Maybe not. If only just to keep the conversation going. Shikamaru is a very interesting character in Naruto due to the fact that he highlights one of the most interesting aspects of this show being strategy. And a lot of people, I don't know. See, it's hard to say a lot of people statement and then remember the ending of Shippuden and say, yeah, well, you kinda, sorta, you have a point. But, you know, Naruto gets very over the top the longer it goes on. And I guess in a sense that is for a reason, because after a certain point, how do you portray strength? And you portray strength by, I don't know, something blowing up or, I don't know, whatever ways you can imagine, right? But Shikamaru is always the most interesting character to follow because he is the weakest of them all. Maybe not the weakest, but he is certainly not top 10 strongest of the Leaf Village or anyone anywhere in Naruto, but he is the smartest. And seeing those fights progress, seeing the plans within plans he creates is always an interesting time. In fact, I can say that's actually one of the most interesting things about Naruto as a character himself. Despite the fact that he is a headstrong, act first, think later type of character, he comes up with a lot of strategies. And those are probably one of the more interesting aspects of following Naruto earlier on, is seeing the many ways that he has to overcome his opponent, right? How do you say, he's not allowed to brute force his way through more often than not unless he's in the Nine Tails mode. And even then, sometimes he still has to think his way out. Like with the Neji fight, you know, it's not an immediate win when he fights Sasuke in the Nine Tails cloak. Sasuke does give, he does give Naruto a run for his money in that fight. Granted, Naruto wasn't trying to hurt Sasuke, especially towards the end of it, but the most interesting fights in Naruto are the ones where he can't brute force himself. Not brute force himself, but brute force his way through, in my opinion. So, as we come up to this next story event, we get introduced to Sai. Boy howdy, I wish I had more to say about this character. I think Sai is really like the major, okay, maybe not major, but one of the reasons why I was not interested in this arc. We get a new character on Team 7, and his personality is that he has no personality, except he is very blunt. And it's like, dang. Why is this such a popular character trope? I don't know. Sai is probably a much better written character. Oh, I found the child for that cyclist there. Anyways, he's probably a lot more better written character than I'm giving him credit for, but he is not immediately interesting to follow right off the bat. Yeah, no, it's just kind of unfortunate. Let me think. Okay, so what I was going to say, and you know what? Actually, I think I better use Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, for as spotty as it can be at telling the story of Naruto, to hopefully help me understand the character of Sai better. Hopefully that's probably not a good idea, but I'll do it anyways, because I have no other place to go for information on him. Well, I do, but not in this very moment.
Shikamaru?
I heard about the hidden sand. Sounds like you really did a lot.
Shikamaru, aren't you done with your work for the Chunin exam yet?
No. Yeesh. There's so many odd jobs that need doing. I never get any free time.
Well, keep your nose to the grindstone.
You really think it's not your problem, don't you?
Hey, Shikamaru!
Whoa!
Huh? Naruto?
Choji! So I got back from the sand just now.
Wow, that must have been rough.
Always eating, just like old times. You got even fat.
Who's there?
So, you found me.
What's he doing with all that murder in his eyes? Is he taunting us?
Hey, who are you?
You're Naruto Uzumaki, aren't you? I know this is sudden, but I'm going to test your strength.
You're what?
Oh, come on.
So...
Not taking no for an answer? Choji, help me
What?
cover Naruto.
I don't know. What was the point inside doing this? I guess it's literally just for the face value reason. Dang, I really wish I had something to say about this character.
Go!
Well, at the very least, I can say his jutsu is an interesting concept, but unfortunately doesn't get much utilization in terms of creativity. It's a very interesting thing, actually, now that I say that, right? Because what you end up finding a lot with creatives is that they can a lot of times breed a lot of their creativity from what's the word I'm looking for? Setbacks. No, not setbacks. The word is on the tip of my tongue. They can get a lot of their creativity when they have walls of some kind around them. When they're not allowed to do something in a specific way, they have to get around it. That's when the real creative thing comes into effect. For instance, you know, in the Batman the Animated Series, they did not allow the Joker to kill anyone, so they had the Joker create laughing gas, which basically paralyzed people. And so...
What's with this guy?
It might... To some people, that might lose a bit of its bite, but it's also a very creative way. It's a creative thing that's in character, right?
You are weak.
Who are you, you jerk?
And so it makes the character a bit more interesting to follow as a villain.
You may learn my name in due time.
Who in the...
Choji! I knew I would find you here!
Huh?
Asuma-sensei's getting pretty mad and wants you to get a move on.
Sorry, Ino. Some weirdo just came and attacked us.
Huh? What weirdo? Hey, wait! Isn't that Naruto?
No. When I said weirdo, I didn't mean Naruto.
Hey, Naruto! Long time no see!
Don't even bother, Choji. This whole situation's such a drag.
Wow. So that's what happened?
That guy. I've never seen him before. What was that all about?
Oh, there you are. Huh? Sakura? Did you need something? Not from you. I was looking for Naruto.
Me? What for?
I've got a message from Lady Tsunade. She wants you to come to the mansion and meet our new team member.
Huh? A new team member? What's this about?
She says she'll fill us in. Anyway, we're going to the mansion.
Okay.
Naruto.
Hmm?
Don't let your guard down. Something about this smells wrong.
Got that right.
I can only imagine Naruto would have fought for Sasuke's position in this. Not so much Kakashi, because he's literally in the hospital at this point in time, so they need a new head ninja. But
Go on.
for the three-man cell, I can't really, especially after Sai attacked him.
Got it already.
I can't imagine he's like, yeah, let's bring Sai in with open arms, right? Oh well. At the very least, I can finally take all this in a very interesting type of medium,
Well, I'd
right?
say we gotta find some new teammates. Ah, you're.
Hello.
Do you know Naruto already, Sai?
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry about earlier, but you see, I knew we were going to be teammates, and I wanted to see how strong you were.
I don't know. Ben Diskin's performance of Sai is a little off to me. Like I know he's not supposed to sound like he has a personality, especially now, at this point in time in the series. But it's like that. Some of that sounded a bit wooden to me.
And me?
That's right. You and Sai are going to work as a team from now on.
What?
And I'm going to have Yamato lead our new Team 7.
Yamato? Who's...
That would be me. Looking forward to working with you.
Now I found something to talk about. All right, Captain Yamato.
Wait. Just hang on. What about Kakashi-sensei?
Kakashi hasn't completely recovered from the last mission, but your new mission can't wait for him to recover.
So Sai and I have been chosen to round out the team.
No way.
All right. Moving on. Your current mission mainly involves surveillance and capture.
Capture?
The details are... Well, Sakura, you can fill them in.
Of course. Earlier, when we fought against Sasori of the Akatsuki, we learned that he had a spy working under Orochimaru. Sasori and his spy had arranged to meet at Tenchi Bridge in the Hidden Grass sometime in the next few days.
I see, but it's conceivable that it might be an Akatsuki trap.
Absolutely. But the information that's at stake is vital. We can't afford to waste this opportunity. We stand to learn a great deal about Orochimaru's doings, and more importantly, about Sasuke Uchiha.
About Sasuke?
Sasuke Uchiha. If I remember right, he was a member of Team Kakashi 3 years ago, before he sought power from Orochimaru.
In any case, you are to go to Tenchi Bridge, apprehend the spy, and bring him back to the Leaf.
Understood.
Sasuke! Hey, this'll be a breeze. I can go without lunch. No problem.
Here.
Wait.
Well, while we're currently in flashback land, I guess I can talk a little bit about Captain Yamato. I think he's definitely the better of the two characters that came out from this arc. I was...
My body just moved on its own, fool.
I think that I was pretty disappointed with how he was executed, considering that he was not, did he ever appear during the Fourth Great Ninja War?
Naruto.
I don't think so. At least for the portion that I read, he was MIA for a majority of it. But with that being said, I think that Yamato is a very interesting and fun character in some regards, and he is a very he's a very different guy from Kakashi. I think that's the best way that I can describe Yamato in one sentence. His mannerisms, his self-confidence. You know, when I was a kid, Kakashi always seemed to me like he was the guy who had things mostly in control most of the time. But as I reread the story of Naruto now, I can see that he is really just a guy who barely has things in control and is just doing his best, given the personalities of his students, right? What was this mission again? But Yamato, on the other hand, at least for what I've read of Yamato up to this point. Again, up to volume 33 right now. His self-confidence is definitely a thing, but I think what it's interesting to see is how he views Naruto specifically in this upcoming arc. What am I doing? I just agreed to something. It looks like a fight. Okay. And I'm fighting 10-10. So it's an instant win. Alright, well, I should be shown the conditions of the fight before the fight begins, so whatever. Naruto, let's roll. No, seriously, what is this about? Oh, that's it. Attack with 10 repeated hits, no problem. But anyways, so this is going to be more of an aspect when we encounter Orochimaru in the arc, or maybe not so much an aspect, due to the fact that a number of things were edited, or rather lost in translation of adapting Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. But Yamato is a very straightforward guy with Naruto, and I think that's a very interesting point to have him contrast with Sakura. So, if you know the 5 Kage Summit, you know that infamous Sakura scene where she feels the need to lie to Naruto and tell her that she loves him, right? Well, that is... I realized in my reading of it earlier that that is a scene that is compacted by all the events pre and during Shippuden, the stress, the inability that Sakura feels to do anything for her friends, and it is a pretty interesting thing, all things considered. When you place all those moments together, and I didn't know Tenten can do that, or at least Fujitsu could do that. Must have some kind of priority on it. Anyways, when you see all these moments compounded together, and you can basically point to the moment where Sakura basically curses her own helplessness, unable to help Naruto in any way that she deems to be meaningful, or rescue Sasuke again in any way that she deems to be meaningful. But you know, sorry, I kind of got off on a tangent there. Yamato is very straightforward with Naruto. He doesn't know much about him, but he respects him enough as a person to just be honest with him and tell him what's what. And what I'm referring to is after Naruto Nine Tails out, he hits Sakura in a fit of rage. It wasn't intentional. And Sakura lies to protect Naruto from what he did. And, you know, Yamato has to pull Naruto to the side and say, listen, man, you did this, and I have a suspicion that you, to an extent, let all of this happen because you got a rush from using the Nine Tails chakra and were really mad. But, you know, he has a pep talk with Naruto. Yeah, I was like, listen, you don't need the Nine Tails power. You are enough. You don't have to go relying on it. And that's a very interesting thing, because earlier in the stream we were talking about dehumanization, but Yamato brings in an aspect of humanization, and it's a very interesting point that he does so, because he's also one of Orochimaru's experiments. He is the only successful experiment in the first Hokage experiment at that. So in a sense, you could say that maybe Yamato, okay, maybe not exactly, but Yamato understands what it is to be seen for only potential, not for the person that he could be. And so he reminds Naruto not to give in to what everyone says about him, because an interesting thing about that fight is that Orochimaru only refers to Naruto as Little Fox, and it's like he knows his name. he knows his. He said it before. I mean, I don't know. It's a 2-year time skip. A lot of things can fall out of your head, but he very much so knows Naruto's identity. He had to give Naruto by name as the reason why he had to get Sasuke out of the Leaf Village, because Naruto is affecting Sasuke too much.
If you keep on staring at me, I will hit you.
Where do you get off saying things like that?
I really have nothing personal against you. I was only trying out a certain personality type, that's all.
We don't need someone like you on this team. You really rub me the wrong way.
Okay, that's enough. That's no way to talk, especially not in front of me, your team captain, Naruto. Mutual respect and trust are essential elements of teamwork. Wasn't it Kakashi that taught you that?
No, he's not one of us. The 4th member of Team Kakashi is Sasuke Uchiha. He's not part of Team Kakashi. Not now, not ever.
I'm glad. I'm glad that that's how you feel. Sasuke is a traitor. He betrayed the Leaf and joined Orochimaru. I'm not a traitorous cockroach. I can't fill in for someone like that.
I've had it with you, Sai!
All right, you two, that's enough. No more quarreling.
But he...
Honestly, if that's how you're gonna act, this mission is doomed from the start. It's true this team was thrown together, and we don't know each other as well as we'd like. This mission absolutely must succeed. All 4 of us need to share the same goal. Is that clear?
Of course.
All right. Now let's set off for Tenchi Bridge. Try to get along, will you?
So, if memory serves about Sai, was that he was raised in one of Danzo's projects. I don't know what to refer to it as. But it was somewhere with Danzo, right? Okay, I probably should charge the battery. Give me a second. Alright. Oops. Let's see now. Here it is. Yep. Certainly is tangled. There we go. So as I was saying, is the mic picking this up? The mic's picking this up. Okay, good. But I'm a little far away from it. So there we go. And viola. Okay. So anyways, as I was saying, Sai was raised in one of Danzo's projects, if memory serves. So the reason why he doesn't have much of a personality is due to that, and
before we reach our destination,
there is still the element of dehumanization, especially so when it comes to Danzo, because his right arm is like, how many Uchiha eyes?
Well, as I said before, this team was thrown together a bit slapdash, and we don't know each other that well. I'd like to have a sparring match here, so we can see what we're all made of.
A sparring match?
Each of us will take a buddy and fight a mock battle together. Naruto and Sai will be on one team. Sakura and I will be on the other.
You expect me to work with him?
I can't wait.
I'll use this match to get an idea of your fighting styles. The success of the mission depends on how well you work together. So I want all 3 of you to take this seriously.
Yes, sir.
Right, so
Good.
knowing that Danzo had a hand at essentially raising Sai, yeah, I can see why he ended up the way he did. I'm gonna theory craft here because it's fun. But Sai could, the reason why Sai could be lacking in personality, because that's not essential to what Danzo teaches, is necessary to make a good ninja. And if anything, that could also play into one of Naruto's overall themes, that the ninja world is just messed up and needs a significant change. Because, you know, for children to be raised in that kind of environment, essentially not being able to be themselves, is horrific. No two ways about it. And the way that Sai is can just be set up for Danzo at a later point. It could be set up for Danzo at a later point to further illustrate, you know, just how much he does not like people, how he does not respect people. I couldn't, you know, say a lot about Danzo, especially now. It's been a long time since I've seen and rather read or played Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 and read the manga for the 5 Kage Summit. But I remember that a huge part of Danzo's character design is his right arm. But that also goes on to play off what I was talking about earlier, how all the villains of Naruto have dehumanized themselves in some capacity and don't really care about people anymore. And so in defeating them, Naruto or who... I guess if it's not Naruto, it's probably Sasuke, right? Defeating the Akatsuki. Because there's no other people that go up against them in the series, but in a sense, they... Not Sasuke. Okay, I'm only going to talk for Naruto, but Naruto is dealing with, in a sense, the issues of the ninja world and the kind of people it creates, right? Because in a sense, when you think about it, Zabuza is the Zabuza on Haku arc is this on a smaller scale. It should rather Zabuza on Haku is Naruto Shippuden on a much smaller scale, because they are dealing. Team 7 is dealing with the fallout of the Hidden Mist Village training, or rather graduation exam, because it was so callous and there was no respect for life in there at all. They got Zabuza and went, oh, wait a minute. We don't want people like Zabuza. Woo, maybe we should run that back. But the damage had been done. Zabuza is on the loose. And so, you know, in a sense, Naruto and his friends are dealing with the issues that the previous generation had brought in. Let me see if I can word that a bit better. They're dealing with the issues of the ninja world and their callous view on how people are. There we go.
Never accept you as a comrade.
I wonder what Sasuke would have done. Would he have covered for you? I mean, after all, you consider him a comrade. Though I don't know how you can call someone who betrayed his own village a comrade.
If it means saving a comrade, I'll do whatever it takes. Even if that means teaming up with you.
Naruto.
All right, that ends the match. Let's get moving again.
Yes, sir.
That's interesting. Naruto's attitude towards Sai is very interesting. I don't blame Naruto for not liking Sai, but what's the word I'm looking for here? He's very well. I'm missing a big piece of it, which is how Sai acts towards Naruto, right? I know for a fact Sai has some very interesting comments on, you know, Naruto during their trip to Tenchi Bridge. But I think that Naruto's hostility towards Sai is very interesting, and I guess in a sense it also can portray that even though Naruto hates the whole dehumanizing thing, he is not above it in a sense. Because what we're about to encounter in the Orochimaru boss fight is the breaking point of Naruto's hatred again, but this time in a much more animated form.
So we're almost at Tenchi Bridge. All right, let's take a break here.
Is there a way that I can voice that, or rather word what I said about Naruto a bit better? Like how he basically just doesn't like Sai. Hang on, let me cook for a second. I guess to say that, and this is something that I've been thinking about the Nine Tails for a long time, is that he is a representation of Naruto's hatred in a lot of senses. So it would be to color Naruto as not being perfect, you know, him having a character flaw. He hates it when people dehumanizes others, but in a sense, he doesn't even give Sai the benefit of the doubt. Granted, he attacked him. Granted, he has very vulgar things to say about Naruto, right? But he doesn't offer the same kind of warm, warm friendship that he gives to Sasuke. It's a very standoffish thing that he sees Sai with.
Now, I'd like you all to tell us a little about yourselves. Your name, dreams, things like that.
My name is Sasuke Uchiha. There are plenty of things I hate, but I don't see that it matters, considering there's almost nothing I like. It seems pointless to talk about dreams. That's just a word. But what I do have is determination. I plan to restore my clan. And there's someone I have sworn to kill. Curse you.
You are weak.
Sasuke.
There's something I'm curious about.
What's that?
Tell me, why does he feel so strongly about Sasuke?
It's because Sasuke's more than a teammate to Naruto. He's like a brother. You have somebody who's special to you, don't you? If you do, you should be able to understand his feelings a little.
I don't. Not at all.
Huh?
I had someone I could call my older brother, but when he died, I didn't feel a thing. Not only that, when my brother died, I didn't know what kind of expression I was supposed to be making.
But that's almost like...
I told you, I don't have any feelings at all.
Sai.
The greatest lie Sai
Captain
ever
Yamato,
told,
what are we waiting for?
that he has no feelings.
Nothing, I suppose.
All right, shall we go?
Sai.
What is it?
Every time you've said something bad about Sasuke, I've wanted to punch you. The only reason I didn't knock you into tomorrow was because of what Naruto said. That in order to rescue Sasuke, he'd even team up with you. For once, he's being more forgiving than I am. If you can help us get Sasuke back, I can't afford to hurt you.
Sakura, you and Naruto, how do I say this? You're being considerate of his feelings. Am I right? I really don't understand how such feelings come about.
What are you doing? Come on, Sakura, let's get moving!
Right.
Dang. I really wish I had much more to say about Sai's character.
So, this is Tenchi Bridge.
All right. If you're all ready, shall we begin the operation?
Oops, I was about to hit no by mistake.
Good. And Naruto, you and the others keep out of sight. First, I'll transform into Sasori and try to draw the information out of our spy. I'll signal you if things turn ugly. When I do, I want all of you to jump in and back me up.
Yes, sir.
Any minute now.
It's been a long time, Lord Sasori.
This is...
About 5 years, right?
Kabuto. Yakshi. He's an Akatsuki spy?
Were you followed?
It's just you and me. And I don't have much time, so please, keep it brief.
Then I'll keep this short. I want information about Sasuke, as well as the location of your boss's hideout.
We keep moving to a different one every week to avoid being discovered by the enemy. Right now, Orochimaru's holed up north of here. Sasuke Uchiha's there as well.
I see.
Now, I trust you brought the item you promised me. Let's do the handoff. I've spent too much time here as it is. If I were to be discovered speaking with you like this, Orochimaru would certainly kill me.
I'm aware.
Can't stall any longer. I have to take him right now.
Your conversation sounds intriguing. I hope neither of you would mind if I joined in the fun. Orochimaru. I remember that garb. It sure brings back memories, Sasori. So, you followed Kabuto, did you? Oh, I just wanted to thank you in person. After all, you're the one who sent this kid to me. And he's come in very handy.
Not good. I can't afford any carelessness.
I'll draw Lord Orochimaru away. Please cover me, Lord Sasori.
Should I get some distance while Kabuto draws Orochimaru? It can't be. Did he know?
He was obviously playing me from the start.
What do you mean? Kabuto, you're supposed to be an Akatsuki spy.
Did you think I'd be his spy forever?
Or did Orochimaru use his powers to turn you?
Oh no, you've got it wrong. The fact of the matter is, I empathize with Lord Orochimaru's ideals.
That's the... Dude. I gotta go and read Kabuto's backstory. This character goes through some wild transformations throughout the entirety of Naruto. And, like, reading that line, like, I get it. He's supposed to be a messed up character, but, like, that line is like, what? And it's like, on one hand, it has to be right. Because, like, how else is Kabuto gonna stand there for the rest of... Or for like however long he's worked with Orochimaru and not, but it's like seeing those words on the page of Volume 33. It's like, wow, I don't even know what to say.
I'm with him of my own free will.
For now, why don't you signal to the 3 baby rats behind you to come on out?
So he must have known all along.
Well, it's you again.
I know that face all too well. And it looks like the Nine-Tails tagged along.
Give Sasuke back!
It's not as simple as giving him back, really. You're way off here. Sasuke came to us of his own accord. Why can't you just accept the truth?
You!
If you want to know about Sasuke, you will have to force it from me. If you can, that is.
Get back here!
So as we head into the boss fight, there's something really interesting
I can't let you go.
that
Kabuto!
I find about these,
Lord Orochimaru wants to
I guess for
kill
lack of a better
Naruto.
term, larger-than-life
Get in his
powers
way.
that are
Destroy it.
used in, you know, that we're about to see right now with Naruto going all four tails and
Not
whatnot.
quite right.
And I guess with the recent revelation, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to stick with this
There's no room
because
for us to
if I
even
start talking about One Piece, that opens up a can of worms, and I'm not I am nowhere near caught up with One Piece to freaking do much with. But what I can say is I do find it interesting how Kishimoto portrays the four tails of the nine tails. The Kyuubi Chakra Cloak, there you go. Is that it kind of taps into cartoon powers. I mean, in a sense, you could say that it already did, but this takes it to an nth degree.
What's wrong with you? I have my own path. I'm going to Orochimaru.
This chakra. This should be interesting.
So, a part of this fight that I think is very interesting is that Orochimaru. It's how Orochimaru talks, because he's purposely taunting Naruto. This is all just a test, as he was about to say.
I'll play with you for a bit.
Oh, okay, no. Well, he will say it in a bit, but he's like, you know, I wonder who's better between you or Sasuke. And
I wonder who's...
oh, there it is. And Orochimaru, he has a very callous approach onto how he views people, and this was just a very, you know, a clear thing that you saw in early Naruto with that room full of bodies. But what you call it? Okay, I'm just gonna let this play out, and I'll talk after it, because
I'm through playing. How's this? Is that all? You're worse than my Sasuke.
Don't talk about him like you own him, especially in front of me.
so. With that being said, that whole exchange there, Orochimaru isn't taking this seriously. He thinks of people. Okay, so there's this drawing in the manga. I don't remember where it is, but it's somewhere in the Sasuke retrieval arc. I want to say it's volume 26, where it has Orochimaru, and he has a doll of Sasuke, a doll of Naruto, Kakashi, and Sakura. Maybe Kakashi's in it, I don't remember. But like, and a pair of shears in his other hand. And you know, the clear representation is that they are all his playthings, and I think that is the most accurate thing I can say for how this character views people, and Naruto's, you know, consistent anger at Orochimaru, basically treating Sasuke like a toy, or you know, a new suit that Naruto gives the analysis for, not analysis, but comparison for, in one point of the series. And I find it very interesting. Like I said, I find it very interesting because of the dehumanizing aspect of the members of the Akatsuki alongside all of the major villains of Naruto. Like, he is very much so not taking Naruto that seriously. Obviously, he gets more serious as the fight goes on. But, what's the word I'm looking for here? For the potential lives that Orochimaru has devastated, he never considers them as actual people. They are just his playthings to do whatever, to experiment to his heart's content, and so on and so forth. Anyways, sorry, I wanted to talk about like the cartoony level powers that Kishimoto gave to this form of the Nine Tails and later forms of the Nine Tails as we go on throughout Naruto, and how it's very interesting because it's not expected. I mean, in a sense, neither is how Orochimaru is moving right now. But this whole Stretch Armstrong thing, I find it like fascinating in a series that had pretty, I guess for lack of a better term, defined physics, as well as that, you know, Nine Tails Naruto coming out of Nine Tails Naruto moment there. It's just interesting to see like the levels of inspiration that these artists get into in order to create their art, is what I'm trying to say.
That's pretty dangerous.
This upcoming QTE gave me so much trouble as a kid. Alright, let's do this first try. Not that one. This one.
So that's what he's up to. Triple Rashomon.
Okay, no, this is easy. I should be laughing so loudly. Yeah, that's the benefit of growing up. Your muscles get trained a lot more in various areas.
You know what to do and trust your heart to me. Come, give him a glimpse of our power.
Right. So, as I said, the Nine Tails was a representation of Naruto's hate. If Naruto is a character that is meant to love, not necessarily meant to love, but is meant to change the ninja world via love, then the Nine Tails is the one thing that's consistently bogging him down, being that hatred and whatnot that he has to overcome. It's an interesting aspect of it. Excuse me.
Seems I've reached my limit, but this is far from over. For I still possess the thing they want most. I have Sasuke.
Oh, wait, are we actually gonna play this fight? This fight that totally didn't happen?
What was that?
This chakra. It can't be.
They seem to have settled things.
What?
I must hurry and rejoin Lord Orochimaru.
Oh, okay.
Kabuto!
Sakura, leave Kabuto for later. Right now, we have to get to Naruto.
What's going on?
Apparently, the worst has happened.
Any minute now.
Do I play on or do I call it? Well, either way, look at it. Oh, right. I forgot this game had auto-saving.
Naruto's just up ahead. I've got to hurry.
Okay, so... It saved twice. Of course. Let's see. If I keep going, I'm going to have to fight through... Not necessarily fight through more dialogue, but I am definitely going to have to find a save point, and I myself have, in a sense, reached my own limit. But you know what? What's anime if not surpassing your limits? Is there anything else I can say that was interesting about this fight in particular? Nah, not really. I don't know. As a kid, I always thought that this was so cool. Like the concept of seeing the Ninetales design, you know, unfold more and more. I thought that was really tight. But as I get a bit older, I mean, it's no longer new, so a lot of that flair has been lost. But
what's wrong?
Still kind of cool.
Sai isn't here.
Kind
he
of.
isn't anywhere.
Sai, he's already begun to move? Still, this is no time to worry about that.
I guess the one thing I can say about Yamato, considering that this is what he's here for, is the unfortunate kind of... I don't know.
I was afraid of this.
Nothing, I guess. Like, I really like the Yamato. He has a lot of personality, and for the second leader of Team Kakashi, I really think that he fits in well enough. Again, he doesn't necessarily mesh well with everyone, but at the same time, I think that's kind of the point, is that he is a slapdash captain who's here because they need to make sure that Naruto doesn't explode a country. But at the same time, I think, I don't know, man, like, between him and Naruto, there is a lot of potential, for lack of a better term, camaraderie that could go on between this duo that I feel that just never got expanded upon as I would hope it would. I don't know. Oh man, this is the game where Awakenings were really good. Actually, no, that's Storm 3. But they're still really good in this game. Yeah, this fight is kinda... And I can't grab Naruto. Man, I can't do supers, and I can't grab. Oh! I forgot he had that. Like, you know, it's 2025. When's the last time you said you fought against four-tailed cutie cloak Naruto in Storm 2 specifically? Okay, good. Shoot, I guess that's a topic in and of its own. Like, the mechanics of Storm 2 and how they've changed so drastically. It's not Storm 3. No, it is Storm 3. Okay, so I think in Storm 3 they allow you to be hit with ultimate jutsus. It's either Storm 3 or Storm 4. Thank God they made that change, dude. Awakenings are too good in this game. And it's kind of funny that I say that. Because in a sense, the ability to get into them ain't exactly easy, but if you can do it, holy smokes. But with that being said, even though I say they got nerfed in Storm 3, they got like super buffed in Storm 3. Specifically if you play like Naruto or my guy, Instant Awakenings, that's so busted, but it's so much fun. Dude, Storm 3 is awesome.
Is Naruto alright?
Yes, we managed to contain the Ninetales chakra.
Contain? How could you...
A long time ago, Orochimaru used me for an experiment. I was implanted with the first Hokage's cells.
The first Hokage cells?
The first Hokage had total control over tailed beasts. Only I can perform that jutsu to pacify Naruto, because I carry the first Hokage's DNA within me.
So that's why. Sai.
I already know about Sai.
What?
I'll explain it later. Naruto should be waking soon.
Naruto!
Huh? Sakura? What happened to me?
Thank goodness.
I'm glad you're unharmed.
That was a rather entertaining game.
What'll we do now?
For now, we return to the hideout. Did you need something?
You were with Naruto.
Let me make this clear. I am not your enemy. I've come to negotiate under orders from a certain person, and on his behalf, I'd like a word with you.
Listen to the boy. Give me one good reason why I should believe you. What's that?
A list of Anbu Black Ops led directly by the Hokage.
That's what's in the parchment. Oh. Man, I missed a lot not having those books.
So you snuck away with a top secret document. All right, I'm convinced.
My thanks.
And you said you wanted to negotiate.
Yes.
This is no place for a conversation. Let's talk at our hideout. Come with me.
So, there is something that I wanted to talk about. And I think I understand it a bit more, that it's actually not in the game. So, in Sakura's uselessness, I guess, you know, she doesn't feel that she's very useful to the fight. And so, she doesn't feel that she's very useful in protecting Naruto. And in that moment when Naruto is waking up, she asks Yamato to teach her that move, but he says, I can't, because it's a DNA locked jutsu, right? And so in an attempt, you know, when everything else has failed, she couldn't stop Naruto physically, she couldn't help Naruto seal the Nine Tails, she couldn't do anything. She kind of just got tossed with the wind in this whole fight.
So I used one of my clones.
She decides to lie to Naruto and relies on that as the only way that she can protect Naruto is by hiding the truth from Naruto that he hurt her. And so that's a very interesting thing. It is in a sense, that is a very warped kind of love that Sakura has developed. And, you know, someone might come off on the wrong foot and misunderstand what I'm saying, but Sakura does care about Naruto very clearly from how this arc, how she is portrayed in this arc, where she is, Naruto wakes up and she cries. She's so happy that Naruto woke back up. But you know, it is a very warped sense of love that she feels the need to lie to Naruto and relies on this as her one and only method to protect Naruto, which is by hiding the truth from him.
Maybe plotting a second destruction of the Hidden Leaf Village.
No.
It's too dangerous for us to allow Sai to go like this. We're going after him.
Yes, sir!
Okay, and within the span of 20 minutes, we have exhausted the entirety of Volume 33. You know, barring some exceptions here and there. So, let's hit the next save point. Unless the game auto-saved and I wasn't paying attention again. these guys. What's Naruto's health looking like? Okay, yeah, just don't, well, actually, I shouldn't have any fights with Yamato coming up. It should be just Naruto and Sakura, so I'm good. I just gotta hit a save point. There it is. Well,
Orochimaru is in here, right? Okay, you ready?
Of course.
Let's do this!
I'm not. Sorry to sorry to burst your bubble, but it's like 1 a.m. in the morning and I'm tired. Okay, well, hey, we got through a majority of that. Let me unplug that controller and set that over there. Okay, so hey, I don't know if you are new around here, but in case you are, and there's something I do at the end of every one of these live streams or videos. I don't know. It really just depends on what I make this into. Post this thing going live, but I have a thing where at the end of every thing that I do, I like to invite people to get saved and come to Jesus. This is 100% your own. This is 100% something that you can opt into of your own free will. If you don't want to, hey, I'm not going to force you to stay. But if you stuck around, then I'd like to invite you to get saved and come to Jesus. So, as it says in Romans 10:9, that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with mouth confession is made unto salvation. So, to translate all that into layman's terms, what that means is that if you say that Jesus Christ is Lord and believe that God rose him up on the third day, then you shall be saved. It's just that simple. I talked a lot about love in these live streams, and I do that for a reason. Well, the main reason is because the series of Naruto is mostly about love. And it took me way too long to figure that out. It really did. But God, the Christian God, my God, the great I Am, is a God of love. And as I get older, this is what I was talking about earlier about, Nine-Tails Naruto. He's kind of cool now because I realize how much more important the message of love is. It's something that, unfortunately, when a lot of us, I'll just raise my hand on this one. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. Anyways, it's something that a lot of the people that I talked to back in the day completely missed about Naruto. And it is such a big and important factor of not only the series, but just how people in general work, that you can't deny love. Excuse me, you really can't. And so, out of love, Jesus gave himself on the cross for everyone who would look to him for their salvation. Why did he do that? He do that to take away all the sin that you cause in your life, past, present, and future. How does that work? I have no idea. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but I know that it works. I know that the love that Jesus Christ has for you is real. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe that. And I can say that because I have felt it firsthand, Love is a powerful thing, especially when you exist in a world that loves to beat down other people. It allows you to keep going far beyond your normal stopping point. It allows you to tune out what somebody else's opinion may be on something because you have love, right? It doesn't sound, it may not seem like all these things are connected to one another, but they are. And I say this because a lot of times people would want to connect with other people, so they make themselves seem more favorably in certain aspects by liking what they like and disliking what they like, disliking the things that they like. Why do they do that? Because they want to feel loved, they want to feel accepted, but that doesn't work because that's a mask, right? And at some point, the mask has to come off. You can't live this. I say you. I don't really mean you, but a person can't live this kind of life. They can't live a life where they consistently deny. They consistently deny who they are. But that's the cool thing about Jesus. The way you are right now, he accepts you. You know, there's a very interesting thing. I laugh because I was kind of like it too. Where it's like, you know, we gotta get perfect before we go to Jesus. He never asked or required you to be perfect in order to come to him. That's why he came to you. You know, that's why he came to Earth. Because in his words, why would the people who are okay need a physician? Or to translate that, why are the people who are okay, why would they need a doctor? You don't go to a doctor if everything's alright with you. You go when something is messed up. And Jesus is the greatest physician I've ever met. He healed me of so many things. I could get into it, but personally, I'd rather not. I don't know why I said all that. I don't know. Maybe that was just on my heart for the longest time. But hey, I'm glad you're saved. Thank you for joining me in this stream video. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to make into this yet, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And until next time, I'll see you all then. Until then.